Hey, what's going on, everyone? How's it going? Today is the 26th of March, 2018. I am officially 36 years old. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I probably shouldn't be working tonight, but instead spending time with my family and or friends. But no, I'm here. I'm here talking to you because this is my job, god damn it. I'm dedicated to my job. I'm dedicated to bringing you some what the fuck stories. That being said, unfortunately, Twitch is not letting me update the name of the stream. So I forgot to update it before we launched. So that's a problem. So I'm gonna update it later on. But for right now, hey, what's going on, Some Captain? Thank you very much for the 25 cheers. I appreciate that. There's that. Emma Gonzalez outed herself as one of the Parkland shooter's bullies. You know what? Good for her to take responsibility. Would it have stopped it? Who knows? But I mean, at this point in time, it's kind of like the kid was already well known. So I love you enough to share your birthday with, or my birthday with strangers. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Only 4 more years before my body begins to fail. Have you seen how rotund I am? It's already failing. No, I'm actually doing okay. I've been hitting up the gym. I've been watching what I eat. Although, granted, today was my birthday, so today I had a little bit of fun. Girlfriend went out, actually found a hole-in-the-wall taco shop, which are my favorite. Found carne asada fries, which were modeled after Southern California carne asada fries. Brought me those for dinner, and they were okay. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, orgasm in my mouth. No, not at all. It was good stuff, and I very much appreciate it. And then, of course, went out to Starbucks to go get my free drink. And, as luck would have it, they made 2. So I get 2 of them. So that's my good luck for the day. That's my good luck for the day. That's what's going on. Oh, she didn't take responsibility. She says they ostracized them. Well, at this point, they probably aren't huge fans. Roxas Place. Thank you very much for following. I really appreciate that, man. What streaming services do I use? Vito Muffin, thank you very much for following. I really appreciate that. What kind of cake? I didn't get cake. I went and got frozen yogurt. And I was disappointed. I love Menchie's frozen yogurt. It's good shit. Been eating it for years. The Voyager X, thank you very much for following, sir. Basically, I went there, and like usually they have like peanut butter, which is my favorite, and they didn't have peanut butter, but they had like chocolate mousse. I'm like, that's okay. Everything else kind of tasted bland. Chocolate mousse wasn't very good. I wasn't too pleased with that. Wasn't too pleased with that. It's like, it's like you go and you get like, I was like debating on like frozen yogurt or like just an ice cream cone from like McDonald's, and I should have done one from McDonald's. It would have been better, I think. Frozen yogurt is the celery of desserts. Yes. It really is. I'll check it out, Chelsea, later on, but after the stream, everything's already locked and loaded on the stream deck tonight, so I don't want to deviate from all that shit. No, here's the thing when it comes to the Parkland kids, man. Like, look, they're doing something. Whether you agree with it or not, they're doing something. They were able to cultivate and craft this national discussion, not even a national, an international discussion. The march from this last weekend was on 6 out of 7 continents. I mean, I will argue that the Women's March does have it beat because there was actually a Women's March on Antarctica with like 7 people, but they showed up, I guess. So there's that. I don't know where they got pussy hats in the Antarctic, but they crafty. Look, the thing is, will these kids achieve the change that they're wanting to get? Probably not. But the conversation, I think, to be more vigilant is out there. And the problem with it is, though, is that Rune Lockhart, thank you very much for following. I think the big problem that we're having are that there are a lot of people out there that just want to make fun of them. And it's like, the way I look at it's like this. They were involved in a school shooting, right? Rolf Thunder, thank you very much for following. They were involved in a school shooting. 17 of their friends are dead. Their past actions probably had no impact on this. This is more of a law enforcement fuck up than it is a student fuck up. I mean, they're high schoolers. High schools are going to be mean to one another, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's never going to change no matter who the fuck they are. I've seen people run articles that are just like, one of the girls was like making fun of like the emo gazebo where that kid was at, the Nicholas Cruz guy was at. And then it's like, but you find out that Nicholas Cruz was even ostracized from the emo gazebo because he was too fucking weird. He was too weird for the emo kids. And when you're too weird for the emo kids, it's not going to end well. So the thing is because these kids are picking I don't think their target of the NRA is correct. I want to make that abundantly clear. But gun violence is a factor in this country. Right now, we can talk statistics and talk numbers and talk all these things. Shield Hope, thank you very much for following. I really appreciate it. So it's essentially it's an unfortunate situation of which I don't see any kind of decent outcome. Stone Bleeds, thank you very much for following. What we need to do at this point is you can't ban the guns. That's not logical. It's not going to happen. I mean, really, if you want to fuck with the NRA, start taking out bullets. Bullets aren't protected by the Second Amendment. Victor Seville, thank you very much for following. But I do want to know who's funding these kids. I'll tell you that. I want to know who's funding these kids. I really want to know who David Hogwarts. That's pretty good. So Stone Bleeds, yeah, still not saying the 14 words, man. Still not saying the 14 words. You know the drill. You know the drill. You want the 14 words. I probably shouldn't say it right now. It's not really the right time for that to happen. It's not really the right time to sit there and joke about the 14 words and securing some stuff for some children somewhere down the line. Because given the current situation we find ourselves in, the current climate of things, because then if that's the case, I might have to run away from my own show and start something called maybe, I don't know, like the Purple Dragon or something. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, Rustl'd is already a bad enough name, but it's not as bad as, let's say, the Purple Dragon. So, I didn't see Killer Mike's NRA video, but are you talking his apology or are you talking the interview? I haven't seen it yet. I just know people are really mad at Killer Mike. The Digi, thank you very much for the 2 cheers, 2 bits for the tip. You keep wanting to see my tip, sir. You keep wanting to see my tip. Thank you, some captain for 25. Says Council of Foreign Relations tearfully admits that Trump destroyed the NWO, the new. What the fuck, the liberal? Oh wait, hold on. I need to make sure Streamlabs is up. I'm not logged into Streamlabs. Let me make sure I'm logged in so I can actually read this shit as it goes on, because I only get so long to do this crap. But anyway, look, the Parkland situation is tragic. But these kids are going to keep pushing. And the thing is, they've got the ear of a lot of people. And it's entirely possible that the Democrats are smart, if they're smart, and they're probably not smart, to run this shit all the way through the election cycle and make it heard. Now, are they going to ban guns? No, but they could seriously put a dent in a lot of things. Now, what I'd like to see personally, this is me personally, the NRA is not a murderer. The NRA is not a terrorist organization. I saw a couple, flyers or posters when I was at the march in Olympia the other day, and they, are saying like, slay the NRA. It's a terrorist organization. And I'm all like, it's not a fucking terrorist organization. What the fuck? It's a lobbying organization. If you can sit there and get rid of Citizens United and start finding ways to pull the money out of politics, which is what these kids should be focusing on. If you're wearing like a toe tag that says $1.05 because that is the estimation of how much money your life was worth to Marco Rubio's, contribution from the NRA, which is completely BS because that's how many kids might be enrolled in Florida public schools, but that is not how many people are in Florida. So I'm sorry, your $1.05 narrative really, really, really falls down the cracks when just applied the basics of math. However, it did remind me of that song from Team America, right? Freedom costs $1.05, right? Like, did anyone else get that reference? I just saw the toe tags with $1.05 and I'm just like, ha 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 ha. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, do it again. And everything else. I just had to kind of laugh at all that shit. Personally, I just thought it was pretty goddamn funny. But with the whole here, nobody at these marches knows what they want. Yes, I agree. I do agree. If it were me, if it were me leading this, and let's be fair, it should be. I'm awesome. Okay. Like, I'm clearly smarter than these sophomores in high school. I have a college education. Sure, it's in video production, right? Right? But I've made it this far, okay? You don't get to 162,000 subscribers on Twitter, on YouTube, if I can get that fucking correct, without being somewhat of a smarty pants. Truth be told, mostly it's just blind luck and people really hate games journalists. But anyway, the point is, if it were me, all seriousness, if it were me, I would clearly just like, I would aim to remove money from politics. That's what I'd be going for. That would be the goal. All right. But you get David Hogg up there, Mr. Anti-Clear Backpack, right? Going all stone face, and like, we're going to be coming for your resumes sort of thing. I'm just like, I would rather they focus on something that's obtainable, right? Like, the gun violence in America is crazy. Okay, but like, look and see where the gun violence is taking place. Predominantly inner cities. No one cares about that because it's not suburbia. And that was one of the interesting things about the march in DC, was they had people there from inner cities in LA that were talking about inner city violence. And I'm all like, yeah, they know what's up, because that's their fucking life. You know what I mean? And I know that's fucking true, because I used to work for the LA Unified School District, and I went to Watts, and I was told by the principal of a fucking elementary school, when I told her that I did not drive my car there, that I just that I took the subway and I walked the few blocks to the school from the subway, and her response to me is, "Are you stupid? You're gonna get shot." And the last thing they need is a dead white boy around there. The Digi just won. I'm just saying, yes, and I agree, they should have blamed the FBI. Because the FBI and Broward County did in fact screw up, and there should be stuff going down there. Hyperbolic Dupelos, thank you for following. I fucked up your name, but get a better one. The point is that I was told, like, the violence exists in these cities: Compton, Watts, South Central. Cold Striker, thank you so much for following, man. I really appreciate it. And the whole point there is that I've seen this shit firsthand, so I know. Okay, I know it exists down there. I haven't seen the violence, but I've been in the communities and been told of what goes on. Lieutenant Dan, 457, thank you very much for following. So basically, it boils down to this, is these kids need to focus on things that they can actually get achieved. And that's my biggest complaint when it comes to pretty much most activism, right? Like, that's why Gamergate was such a good thing. It was like, oh, what do you want? Ethics and games journalism? It's kind of an uphill battle, but you got the SPJ involved. Well, that's a fucking win. You got these disingenuous fucking reporters to fucking own up to disclose their own little shortcomings, right? Their relationships. You got that. That's a fucking win. Short, obtainable goals. Holding a rally where 202,000 people show up and just going like, ban the NRA. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like this stupid shit? Stop it. Stop it, motherfucker. Stop it. Because that's the whole point. That's the whole goddamn point. You can't do it like that. You just can't. But they are. And someone's paying them. And then the thing is, the media is just straight up like, every day it's like, can you come on CNN and talk to Jake Tapper? He really needs friends. And it's like they're playing it up, and the kids, they're teenagers. They like the attention. They got I don't know. I just feel like they got a good, I think their heart's in the right place, but it's like, logically, they're playing into somebody else's hand, and I don't know who it is just yet. Am I as disturbed as you that the Russian flag emojis don't show up properly on stream? No, I don't know that they had those actually. How was my birthday? It was okay. It was like any other. I turned 36. How crazy is a 36-year-old birthday? It's not going to be cocaine and strippers. Not going to be doing that. None of that's going to happen. But, I hung out with my daughter for a bit today. That was a lot of fun. She's so freaking cute. She fell asleep. I got to play a couple hours at Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm working on finishing that up. I'm hopefully going to be getting Far Cry 5 this week. I'm going to go see Ready Player One. I'm going to go up and go get a what's called Urban Float. It's kind of a sensory deprivation chamber. That's my gift to myself. That I'm going to, they also sent me a coupon. And I've done it before, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to go clear my brain, relax my body, soak for an hour. In 1,200 gallons of salt water. So that's my thing. That's what I want to do. Yeah, Stone Bleeds, gotta watch out, man. That Nightbot, he's a bit of a hard ass, right? He's my Colonel Klinger in this motherfucking chat. So you be spamming shit, you're gonna get got. You're gonna get got. So that being said, someone did ask a question about John Bolton as a national security advisor. Trump's going to war. I think at this point that is just abundantly clear. And if he's prepping for war. That's what's happening here. He's prepping for war against North Korea. Right? Yeah, it's what's happening. He's prepping for war. He's removing people that are kind of that would challenge him. H.R. McMaster, Rex Tillerson, they would challenge him. He's getting rid of him. He's bringing in people to go for war. However, the situation now involving Jared Kushner, I've called it before. I want to say it again. His ass is out soon. I said end of March. We got 5 days. It probably won't happen in 5 days. But Jared Kushner, oh man, he is fucked. So, Saint Jude Dude, thank you so much for the compliment, and I'm glad you enjoyed the channel. So those of you who are new, because a lot of people here, because I didn't post last night on the thing. I posted a link over on YouTube, which is how probably a lot of you guys are coming on in. So we got 92 people in here right now, which is fantastic. Those of you who are familiar with the type of content that I put out, normally what I tend to do is I tend to talk about, I bring up an article, I read it, we go from there, trying something new. If you saw the videos today, you saw the things might look a little bit different. You saw that there were no reading of the article. It was recapping, reading some stuff, but it looked a little bit more polished to some extent. The cool thing about that is that's all done in real fucking time. Yeah, that's where I think I'm being a bit more professional now. So yesterday, I picked up one of these, the Elgato Stream Deck. And I decided that this is going to be my handy dandy little tool for making sure. Hey, M Blanc 5, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. You know, why waste? Anyway, no, fuck that. Varkos, fuck you. You're not new. You're a goddamn mod, you son of a bitch. You like the reading the article a lot. It's kind of unique. Here's the deal with that. It is kind of unique, and I'll be honest with you guys. So when it comes to growth and it comes to expansion on YouTube, one of the biggest things they look at is your watch time. I did cover this last night, so I'll do a quick recap. So my watch time on, let's say, because I average about a 10-minute video for the most part, 10 to maybe 12 minutes. The average watch time is roughly about 5.5 minutes, which means that the entire back half of the content people aren't watching. You guys watching live right now are watching because you're live and I force you. That's how I do it. But the point, when I post it, you know, a lot of people aren't finishing it. Out of my subscribers, about 55% of my subscribers finished the whole video. Thank you, Epsilon1, for following. But out of non-subscribed, it's like 38%. So people are either coming in and they're getting the first couple minutes of the video, kind of getting the information that they're looking for, and then they go on from there. And as a result of that, that ends up hurting my channel because, for one, YouTube is then seeing that people aren't watching the videos. So it's negatively impacting where the videos rank in the algorithm, and as a result of that, it makes it difficult for growth, for a lot of growth. For, you know, things have been chugging along, but they've been kind of just chugging along, and I wanted to make things different. I wanted to try something different. So I'm kind of going back to a system that I had in place towards the tail end of 2016. When I started using my Canon 70D, and I was like, you know, I don't know if you guys remember that. It was right around the election and whatnot. I would like put the camera on a tripod, stand in front of a picture of fucking the Brooklyn Bridge, and I would tell you guys a story. I'd recap the story, and then I'd maybe edit in a couple things. Then I realized that the problem with that was the process was bad, right? So the process essentially was like me talking to the camera, then me exporting like the 4 videos I would do, or 3 videos I would do, or whatever, and then I'd have to, that time spent exporting the content over to the computer or transferring it, then I'd have to go and have to edit it, then I'd have to go and I have to export it and do everything else. And I'm like, how do I simplify the process? Well, it came over to this a little bit, and then I realized I wanted to kind of go back to that other way. So I figured I'd get this Streamlabs thing. I get this deck, and now I have everything programmed, and I can just kind of go through. I can just hit this right here and bring over to the first story. Now, again, the only real problem comes from the fact that when I do the transition back and forth, there's a little bit of a delay in regards to the camera catching up to OBS, and I hope they find a way to fix that. But I'm going to go back to cut on this one here, and so we can just, you know, we can look at that and go from there. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. So there's that. Oh, people are calling out Nicole Arbor for attacking people with clinical depression. She's disabled content. Yeah. She blocked me on Twitter a while ago because she would, because I criticized her, for saying she wanted to start a conversation about a particular issue, but then she also disabled comments. I was blocked pretty quick. Nicole Arbor is just, she's a peach of a person. She's just a big old peach. Yeah, so I'm not a big Nicole Arbor fan. I haven't watched one of her videos since. Anubis Ash says, I watch all of your videos all the way through. Well, sir, I do. I do greatly appreciate that. So that is good. So there's that. And who is Nicole Arbor? Never heard of her. She used to be the girl Matthew Santoro put his penis in, until she apparently beat Matthew Santoro. But then Matthew Santoro, like, didn't give the full story. Rob Dyke ran to Keemstar to tell Keemstar about it, and then that was like how they exported the drama. But Nicole Arbor did the Dear Fat People video, which ultimately the Dear Fat People video really wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. This Dear Depressed People thing, that's a lot worse. Niji56, I fucked up your name, sir, but thank you very much for following. Who is Matthew Santoro? You need to go watch the Grade A Under A video on Matthew Santoro. Some Captain cheered 12025. What do I think about private defense and security agencies? Trump might have established private intelligence agency. I heard something about that. Or something, I don't know the details. Like, okay. Let me go back and bring up the question on Streamlabs. Okay. So, oh, Lieutenant Dan, I didn't see the 200 bits there. Thank you very much. Hope I had a good birthday. Here's some Starbucks. Oh, that just came in at the same time. Okay. Thank you very much for the Starbucks coin. Cause I've now kind of gotten hooked on Starbucks. But anyway, what do you think about private defense and security agencies? Trump might have established a private intelligence agency. Okay. The private intelligence agency, if this is true, this is to be believed, it would be one person and one person only. And that would be, APOC Wise, thank you so much for following. That would be, of course, Eric Prince. Now, Eric Prince is the brother of our Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, who, during the height of the Iraq War, through the Bush administration, held a $1 billion defense contract with our government to provide military support, private military support, for our officials overseas, for our officials in Iraq and everything else. This would be Blackwater mercenaries. I've worked with some of these guys on a short film series back in 2009, and I was told by the director, who was a former U.S. Navy SEAL, do not joke around about this stuff. They don't like it. And I'm all like, they could kill me when just by looking at me. So the answer to that is, I'm gonna shut up now. But no, I can understand that being a thing. Blackwater did a lot of shady shit. They've changed their names multiple times. Eric Prince, that whole Seychelles Islands thing, meeting with, I think, a Qatari, is what was been reported on. The whole trying to, yeah, there's a lot of shady crap going on with all that. So yes, it's entirely possible that there could be a private defense thing that Trump is using, because Trump wants to go to war. He's wanting to. And bringing in private military contractors would actually go over well with the people, because it wouldn't be our troops in harm's way, which is going to be the way to justify it to the American people. People go, but support the troops, but the troops could die. Yeah, but if they're not our troops, I mean, they're sellswords. They're mercenaries. This is what they do. Do you really care if a mercenary dies? Oh, no. No, they don't. Right? Like, 4,000 U.S. troops died, roughly. There's probably more in the Iraq War. 4,000. It should have never happened. We went there on false intel. All right, bad intel. Cost 4,000 American lives. But when Blackwater was there were Blackwater guys who were fucking captured and strung up and hung and left out to rot. Like, the ICE, or it was Al Qaeda and Taliban back then. They were pretty bad. They were pretty bad, and they did a lot of shit. So I'm just saying, it's unnecessary to go to war in this particular situation. And a lot of the shit's fucked up. Why is George Bush so popular now? Because he's not Donald Trump. And we can look back at the 8 years Bush was in command and go, man, these rose-colored glasses are nice. So hashtag mercenary lives don't matter. Look, I'm just saying that there's a lot that goes on in this world, and there's a lot that goes on with all of this shit, and it's just not a lot of it's known, and I don't know all of it. I pay attention ancillarily to the best of my ability, but, you know, there's so much crap that goes on. I tend to forget. I tend to move on with my life. I cover multiple stories a day, but in regards to our country and private military contractors, they should not have a $1 billion a year contract with our government. I should not be paying with my tax dollars to fund a private military corporation that is doing the job of our soldiers in a war zone that our soldiers should not be in the first place, because we had bad intelligence that took us in looking for weapons of mass destruction that didn't, and quote me on this one, fucking exist. And as a result, 4,000 Americans are dead. 180,000 Iraqis plus are dead. People who didn't ultimately deserve to die are dead. Hundreds of thousands of people are dead. For literally what? A 17-year war in Afghanistan, one that we are not prepared to win, nor are we prepared to walk the fuck away from. This is the world that Republicans have created. This is the fucking world. And unfortunately, in the 8 years of Obama, he wasn't able to get that shit done. Because at this point, it is actually a tactical disadvantage to fucking leave Afghanistan. If we left Afghanistan, if we pulled out right now, it would undo everything we've done, right? At this point, dealing with the Pakistani government. And all the American lives that have died over there would be for absolutely fucking nothing if we pulled out. Just like the goddamn Vietnam War. Just like the goddamn Vietnam War. Except the problem, or the difference between the Vietnam War and this whole situation simply boils down to the fact that we won't admit defeat here. And it took 78,000 U.S. lives in the Vietnam War for us to go, we fucked up. We have not lost that many U.S. lives, thank God. But it's too fucking much. I'm not a pro-war person. I'm not. I value human life. So, all I'm saying is, the war was like, the Vietnam War, I don't know, in my opinion, was an unwinnable thing. I mean, we went in there when the French had got into it with fucking, what was it? They were trying to stop the Afghanis, right? And then they got their asses handed to them, so then we came in there. I mean, it doesn't matter. 78,000 of our men died. 78,000. That is over 20,000 more than World War II. World War II had a reason to fight. Going into Vietnam was the stupidest thing our country did in the 20th century, outside of probably developing nuclear technology, I mean, like atomic technology. I'm not a big fan of the fact that now we're living with the fact that a megalomaniac fuckhead with what looks like a flap top fucking foreskin on his goddamn head has been pushing for a nuclear program that, by his own admission right now, whether or not it's true, we have no fucking idea, but by his own admission, has a ballistic missile that could in fact hit anywhere in the United States in a short amount of time. The last thing we need is another goddamn Cold War. And if Trump can in fact get this done, then by all means, I will grant him every ounce of fucking credit he deserves. Which is one of the reasons why I think he is creating this type of military council that he is putting in with John Bolton and fucking Mike Pompeo, and he's getting rid of anyone who might try to talk him out of it. Anyway. So there's all that. So, yeah. If there was a joke, I missed your joke. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to end my rant. We've been on for 35 minutes. You probably should get into the stories here. All I'm saying is I don't want people to fucking die. How about that? I think we all can agree. Don't want people to die. You know, I was 19 when 9/11 happened. My first thought was, fuck a draft. We're going to war. We went to war, and I didn't have to, and I didn't qualify when I actually went to go. I went to go sign up at the military. I did. I went down to the Navy office, the Naval Recruitment Center, and said, I want to sign up. I want to serve I went down there. And I took the pre-ASVAB test. I scored pretty high. And I think I might have just been too big. You know, they didn't want to work with me. The recruiters only want to work with you if they can get something out of you, essentially. So they did not want to get anything out of me, so to speak. So there's definitely there's definitely that. So should you go with curry or mashed potatoes? Fucking always mashed potatoes, man. What's going on in the Discord right now? Hold on here. What the fuck's going on? I don't know. They're talking. Okay, no one's killing each other right now in the Discord, so I'm okay with that. And my daughter is teething and she is crying loud. Thankfully, my girlfriend is having her. Do I have any quick advice for an SOC or SoCal resident moving to Washington State? You're moving. Oh, you're from SoCal moving to Washington. Welcome to the party, pal. This is for Lieutenant Dan. I didn't see this here. I'm gonna keep this fucking thing up. Yeah, I would say if you are coming up from SoCal to Washington, be prepared for a really fucking long winter, man. No sun for months. So I would invest in vitamin D12, and also a happy lamp, because that will make you feel like you don't want to kill yourself. So, all right. You could become a nuke in the Navy. You didn't take the option. Yeah, man, that would have been fun. I mean, at this point though, you would never used it. So, there's that. Washington has been freezing and you love it. It's been pretty cold here, yeah. Not D12, not D12, D3 or something. D12 is a rap group. But they also have the song Purple Pills, you know. I take a couple of you take a couple of no, 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 purple pills. It's been a while. It's been a while. All right. Tony Sander, I've already talked about that a little bit, so you got to go back in the stream a little bit. I was on a huge rant about that too. Michigan's having a chilly spring. Yeah, you know, Poxitani Phil ended up seeing a shadow, so we ended up getting 6 more weeks of winter. I just saw a headline yesterday that said he's being sued because he inaccurately predicted the weather. So the cost of living in Washington State isn't as bad as it is in California. It depends on where you are in California. But yeah. California's not that bad, man. People give California shit, but it's not that bad. I miss living there. I have family and friends there. That's one of the reasons why. So yeah, people, seriously, there's a headline for it too. But all right, guys, let's jump into the stories here. I got a lot to get through. I got a lot to cover. We got 4 things to go. It's going to be a hell of a ride. Let me just make sure that I'm recording. This Streamlabs deck is pretty cool. The only downside to the Streamlabs thing so far is the fucking prep work. You know how easy it is just to open up a Firefox browser, bring up the article I want, and go like, this is what's going to happen. But I'm trying to be more professional. I'm trying to provide a value for the subscribers who come to my channel, the people who want to watch me talk about what's going on in the world. All right, cool. So there's that. Would I ever join politics? Not again. Am I excited to see Coulson back in the MCU? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I didn't do a video about that today, though. Once I get done with this, I have to do some 3 Buck Theater stuff for the morning. I got sidetracked today, and I just did not get into it, which is unfortunate. Anyway. Snaps or traps, guys. Snaps or traps. Command sign snaps. You know you want to do it. You know you want to do it. All right. I just want to start off this segment by saying I hate YouTube pranksters. And I mean this legitimately. I hate YouTube pranksters. A lot of the time, it's crap. It's not funny. It's stupid. It's sexist. And in many cases, it's absolutely racist. Yes, I'm looking at you, Cock TV. I'm sorry. TV. The people that go into low-income areas in hopes of trying to elicit a certain response from a certain melanin-based demographic is not fun to watch, and the fact that they've got an audience really just kind of surprises me. But this story doesn't surprise me when we're learning that In-N-Out Burger is seeking a restraining order over a YouTube prank. Yeah, they are in fact trying to go after a guy who impersonated the CEO of the company. And I'm not even kidding you, it's as wild as it sounds. So it says here that In-N-Out Burger wants a restraining order against an online prankster who walked into 2 of its restaurants in the San Fernando Valley, posing as the company's CEO, loudly arguing with employees, and in one instance took a hamburger from a customer, threw it to the ground, stepped on it, claiming it was garbage. The Irving-based chain's lawsuit seeking the order was filed Friday, March 23rd in Los Angeles Superior Court against Corey Roeder, who posts videos on YouTube as Troll Munchies. Similar prank disruptions featuring Roeder have been recorded at Taco Bell and the Ralph's supermarket chain. Both Ralph and Taco Bell have declined to talk on the matter. So yeah, this guy, this Corey dude goes into these places and he starts trolling people. Now, I'm not against trolling in general. It can be pretty funny, but I like to keep it relegated to those who you know. When you start trolling people who you don't know, you might find yourself in a position where you just got. You know what I mean? Like someone might walk up behind you and take your ass out, essentially, because you just piss off the wrong person. But this is so stupid. Okay. So this guy's been trolling In-N-Out Burger, and they've actually decided to fight back because of basically what he's been doing. And you got to just hear this. So it says that the lawsuit is about Roeder and others with him caused significant and irreparable harm to the iconic burger chain, with incidents that took place on March 13th at a Van Nuys restaurant and March 14th at a Burbank In-N-Out. It wants the court to impose a $1,000 per violation order on it and seeks damages of more than $25,000. In-N-Out's attorneys say that those who accompanied Roeder and covertly filmed the behavior are unjustly profiting from this illegal activity and wants the restraining order extended to them as well. It seeks to keep them and Roeder from entering In-N-Out restaurants and harassing its customers and employees. So you've got people that are going in there and harassing customers and employees like that. You make sense. And at no point in time do I actually fault In-N-Out for trying to fight back against this guy. And this is the problem that comes from these kind of YouTube videos. Look at Sam Pepper, for example. Sam Pepper got busted over the whole fake hand ass grab thing that people called was sexist. He came out and said, "Oh no, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake." And then you hear about a lot of these different pranksters that do the exact same thing. That they all come out and they say that it's just a prank, bro. And these guys would say the exact same thing, but there's never really been repercussions, especially when you see these kind of videos that pop up on YouTube of those that are trying to troll legitimate businesses. And businesses rarely ever have a way of fighting back. But in this case, they might actually have a bit of a case. So it says here that in Van Nuys, Roeder appeared in business attire and claimed to be the ex-husband of In-N-Out CEO Lindsay Schneider Ellingston. He claimed that he was now the acting CEO of the chain and making a surprise visit. He demanded kitchen workers make him a cheeseburger and fries for a taste test and then left when he was further challenged. But the lawsuit says he showed up at a Burbank restaurant the next day making the same claim about being the CEO and demanding at the main register to speak with the manager regarding the contamination of the food, then acting confused that employees had not received the non-existent email from him warning of the urgent health issue. When Roeder failed to incite a reaction from employees, he then approached a customer, picked up his burger, began pulling the patty apart in the middle, and claiming it was contaminated. When the manager promised the customer a new hamburger, Roeder, who had been told to leave, proceeded to throw the burger on the ground in the middle of the restaurant and step on it, telling customers that it was garbage. The customer, a bearded man wearing cargo shorts, resembles a man who was shown earlier in the video helping Roeder get ready for his first In-N-Out visit in Van Nuys. So, I mean, obviously the whole thing's a setup. He didn't go to another customer and then do that, which is good. I'm glad. When I first read that, I was like, holy crap, that's messed up. And then you get down there and you're like, oh, bearded dude in cargo shorts. And I'm all like, never trust a person who wears cargo shorts because they're freaking cargo shorts. But you can understand this here. Now, I do want to say that I kind of agree with the whole In-N-Out sometimes being contaminated thing, as I have gotten food poisoning from In-N-Out before, and that did prompt me to not eat at In-N-Out for many years. And as a result of my body and not getting fatter off of In-N-Out's animal style fries and burger, it's probably for the best that that happened. But I'm okay with this. I'm okay with In-N-Out fighting back. Okay, I have nothing against the general pranks upon friends, but when it goes out into the real world, it better be staged. If not, it's going to cause a problem. Because here's the thing: even though the guy was getting out there freaking out and saying that the food is contaminated, right, Soylent Green is people, all that kind of crap, and the guy that was with him was a plant, which is good, that still sends the wrong message to people who are there, and that can in fact have negative repercussions when it comes to dealing with the word of mouth that comes from this particular event. Because the people who are in that In-N-Out in Burbank on March 14th probably aren't going to know that the whole thing was a prank job. In fact, they might walk away and go, this dude came in claiming that everything was contaminated, that everything was crazy. And they might actually use that as a negative word of mouth, which could negatively impact In-N-Out. But at the same time, as a former Southern California resident, I can tell you point blank that an In-N-Out burger could be covered with mold and rat fur and pubes, and people would still line up around the block to eat it because it's like a SoCal original and they want to be hip and cool with it. Don't get me wrong, the food's pretty good when it doesn't get you sick, but it's nothing to like die over. I just I like to see these kind of things get stopped cold, dead in their tracks. Right? I don't like these kind of channels, because ultimately all they do is bring further criticism on the platform. Now, like I said, if he wanted to troll his friends with like an In-N-Out burger that he bought, that he messed with, that he gave to them off company property on his own in his own home, I have nothing against that. That's his buddy. He's messing with them. One of the things I loved about Jackass was that Jackass mostly messed with their friends and mostly went after them. They never really tried to turn it around on the average person so much, but when they did, it was always, you know, they'd always kind of tell them afterward. Here, these guys don't have the same luxury. They're not going to be setting up a film crew trying to get reactions out of people and then go to them afterward with, you know, with release forms and say, hey, listen, we're a prank show here. You know, this is the truth. This is what's going on. Can you sign this? And maybe here's $50. The YouTubers don't have to do that. They don't have to live by the same rules that a network television show would. That would basically set these kind of scenarios up in order to do it in a legal and safe manner. And that's one of the reasons why I'm okay with these things getting busted, simply because they don't do anything to benefit anybody. And all they ultimately do is just kind of, well, and this is going to sound weird, sully the good name of YouTube. So I'm just saying, I'm not a huge fan of all that shit. You know, not for me. Not for me. Okay. There we go. So, gamers love Five Guys. Yeah, I like Five Guys. I don't know. I don't like prank channels, right? So I call them cock TV. Not a fan. Not a fan. I'll probably get that video. Will probably end up getting rolled by a whole bunch of guys from fucking Troll Munchies. So they've got like 620 some thousand subscribers, but that video only got 27,000 views. So they're not doing as well as they want. You've never had an In-N-Out meal. They're okay, man. They're okay. If you ever find yourself in Southern California, definitely check them out. It's pretty decent. Like I said, I've gotten food poisoning there before. I didn't eat them for like a couple years. And even then it's kind of difficult for me to like go back there, but I'll be in Southern California here in the next few months. And then when that happens, I'll definitely probably end up going back to In-N-Out, because that's just the way that I roll, man, the way that I do what's going on and shit. All right. So that's out of the way. Let me just see here. Okay. Blueberry Jam, or Blurberry Jam. See that you followed. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Chelsea Valkenberger gave 1 bit. The only prank video I thoroughly enjoyed was Roman Atwood video where he was in the hood telling rando sup neighbor. Those kind of things are funny because those aren't like those aren't like, those are looking to get reactions. They're not looking to like be insulting. They're not looking to kind of attack anyone. So that's definitely you know, my problem with that. So essentially that's kind of where I see things. Additionally, Roman Atwood, man, that guy fucking, okay, if anyone on YouTube is guilty of using clickbait fucking thumbnails, it is Roman Atwood. I do not get that. Xrelich XX, thank you very much for your Prime subscription. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. So it's definitely some crazy shit. Okay. So you've eaten In-N-Out. It's pretty good and pretty cheap. Yeah, it is pretty good and pretty cheap. A double, you're looking at like $5 or whatever for like a double meal. That's not bad. Animal style is free. I mean, you know, the thing is, Southern California has actually got some pretty decent food. Whereas where I live in Washington does not. You think I'd be thinner, but no. But no. So, I have not talked about Dan Schneider. That is in fact coming up, but but first we're gonna talk about something else that's maybe not as crazy as Dan Schneider, but still kind of nuts. How many bits for a nip? I'm not showing you a nip. I don't want my channel taken down. So, all right, let's do this shit. I totally forgot where I'm at. Okay. One of the things that I feel has been a lot bigger in recent years have been cults, right? Cults always kind of seem to come out of the woodworks, and they're always fun when shit goes down with them because you're just like, wow, how crazy are they? And that kind of brings me to this story here, where the founder of a secretive self-help group, NXIVM, has been charged with sex trafficking. If you don't remember, NXIVM came under fire a few months ago, or no, maybe not a few months ago, but definitely a while back, where former Smallville actress Allison Mack was heavily involved as a recruiter for this particular organization, right? She wouldn't call it a cult, but it was so a cult. It was like a weird sex thing, and there was like branding that was apparently going on, and that's pretty weird. But now the guy in charge has been busted for sex trafficking. And it says here that Keith Rainier, also known as the Vanguard, to members within the organization, was charged today in a Brooklyn federal court for sex trafficking conspiracy, and conspiracy to commit forced labor. The charges arrived from Rainier's alleged role as the leader of a secret society within NXIVM. According to U.S. State Attorney's Office, Rainier was deported by Mexican authorities after he was found Sunday outside Puerto Vallarta in Mexico in a luxury villa. As alleged in the complaint, Keith Rainier created a secret society of women whom he had sex with and branded his initials, coercing them with the threat of releasing their highly personal information and taking their assets. U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Richard Donahue, said in a statement, Rainier's initial appearance is scheduled for Tuesday afternoon in the federal courthouse in Fort Worth, Texas. The U.S. Attorney sent a letter to Judge Stephen Gold, who is expected to preside over the hearing, asking that Rainier be denied bail. Now, NXIVM is a secretive self-help organization based in Albany, New York, that was founded by Rainier and Nancy Salzman. It touts itself as a professional coaching company, and its website says it offers Executive Success Programs, or ESP, in New York, California, Canada, Mexico, and elsewhere. Okay. So this guy who is, you know, it's a coaching service, right? Have you ever seen these coaching services? You kind of know what I'm talking about. They bring in like, all right, man, we're gonna get you figured out. You know, we're gonna better your life, man. But here they want your money, and they want to know your secrets, and they want to know all your information, and they put you in vulnerable situations, right? Like the one woman I read in an article was brought in and like told to strip down naked with everybody else and like sit in a circle, and it was a weird sex thing, and that ends up being a lot of what goes on here. And as a result of this, he kind of controls people, threatens them. Like, you will do what I want. You're going to do what I say. And if you don't, then I'm going to release your info. Scientology is kind of the same way. When you go in to become a Scientologist, they give you a personality test. And the personality test is one of the most brilliant scams in all of history, in my opinion. Because what it does, essentially, is it hands you, these little devices. They're meant to register your body, and they do the e-meter thing, right? Or register your thetan levels, I believe. And then, you tell it your most dirtiest secrets. right? They ask you questions. Have you ever fornicated with a goat in an open field during a summer solstice or something like that? And if you were to answer yes, they would mark all that down. They write all that down. There's notebooks and binders upon binders upon binders full of information that this church uses to control its people. And if you quit, if you subvert, if you leave, if you're a troublemaker, they threaten to release this information, or in some cases, they probably already do. And that is very, my opinion at least, is what I think that this particular cult is all about. However, Rainier is going to disagree, and in fact, he actually released a statement on the website today that says, Dear members, I am deeply saddened by the recent news relating to our organization, a number of key people involved, and past friends. The picture being painted in the media is not how I know our community and friends to be, nor how I experience it myself. However, as an organization and as individuals, we felt it was imperative that we hire experts to ensure that there is no merit to the allegations. Over the past month, there have been extensive independent investigations performed by highly qualified individuals, and they have firmly concluded that there is no merit to the allegations that we are abusing, coercing, or harming individuals. These allegations are most disturbing to me, as nonviolence is one of my most important life values. Additionally, I feel it's important to clarify that the sorority is not part of NXIVM, and that I am not associated within that group. I firmly support one's right to freedom of expression, so what the sorority or any other social group chooses to do is not our business, so long as there's no abuse. Our experts, a forensic psychiatrist of international repute, psychologists, and ex-law enforcement say members of the sorority are thriving, healthy, happy, better off, and haven't been coerced. Furthermore, the sorority is proud of what they've created and they want to share their story. I'm confident they will be addressing you very soon. Today marks our first step forward. It is our hope that as much as we might be part of the problem, to a greater extent, we will humbly seek to be part of the solution. Moving forward, we will communicate better, we will inform better. Sincerely, Keith Rainier. So, of course, that's what he's going to say, right? The guy's going to sit there and be like, I didn't do anything. What? Surely you're kidding. Surely you're joking. And, of course, the U.S. attorney is just like, no, and don't call me Shirley. You crazy son of a bitch. This guy sits there and says that nonviolence is his main tenet in life, essentially. But he brands women with his initials. Don't get me wrong. In some aspects, like, if a couple wants to get their initials branded on each other, fine. It's a consensual thing. It's not like this dude has got brands of these women on his body. I don't know the full ins and outs of NXIVM. But I know a cult when I see a cult, and this is a cult. Watching the Allison Mack interview from a while back really kind of solidified that, because and I'll tell you why. It solidified it to me mostly because of how normal it came across, right? Because she's an actress, and so her entire job is to pretend. And she's pretty good at what she does, too. I'll give her credit there. So her entire job is to do that. Her entire job is to act a certain way. And as a result of that, it came across as a very normal kind of like, so tell me about yourself and tell me about NXIVM sort of interview. And the fact that it was normal is what bothered me the most about this. It's what made me realize, oh no, there's something crazy going on here, something rotten in Denmark when it comes to NXIVM. Now, the next step's going to be seeing what happens during the investigation, whether or not the U.S. attorneys are going to be able to actually uncover any information on NXIVM and the alleged, the trafficking. And I'm really hoping that they do. And I'm hoping that when they do, it becomes this gigantic, explosive expose. They release all the information and we get a firsthand look as to what it's like in a cult where you brand the founder's name on your body with like a cattle prod, essentially, right? I mean, like, that's not weird. You know, I guess I should say, to be fair, at the end of the day, at least it's not, Heaven's Gate. There's no, track shoots and Nike shoes and cyanide-laden Kool-Aid. So that's good. But in the meantime, I'm hoping the people that are involved use this as a way to get the hell out and get their life back, because at this point, their safety and their protection are really ultimately all that matters. That's oh my God. Well, Sand Shark, what are you doing, man? Are you fucking talking shit again? Is that what's going on here? Is that what's happening? Hold on a second. Okay. There we go. All right. Let me check one thing real quick before we do the next one. The next one is the Dan Schneider one. So there's definitely that. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so Chelsea says here, makes you wonder if there are any people who troll the shit out of Scientology, making up the worst up. Kind of tempted now. Yeah, it'd be kind of funny to do, but they do go in there. They do very much pay attention and everything else to everything. They pay attention to all that shit. They, you know, they write all that crap down. Scientology is nuts, man. It's fucking crazy. Mortarist, thank you very much for following. I really appreciate it. So okay, we're good there. Remember, if you guys don't want to give bits or follow using Twitch Prime or anything else like this, you can go Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/MundaneMatt, or just command sign stream or donate in the stream chat, and you guys get information there. It's pretty cool. Additionally, I would like to also kind of quickly say that I've been posting these afterward, of exporting them over to the YouTube channel. Not mine, but my vlog channel, Mundane Chats. And people have actually been watching it over there too. So if you like the full stream and you just want to rewatch it, that is the best place to go do it. So, I did not, I did not time them out. So, I did not time them out. Feel free to boot them. Nunya Bees, thanks for following. I really appreciate it, man. So, if they keep running, okay. I just want to make sure like they're not doing anything like they were last night. So, let's oh, nope. Wrong one there. There we go. That's the right one. My mom is gay. Maybe. If she is, good for her. Everyone needs loving, man. Everyone needs loving. So, all right. Well, feel free to keep muting Claude Sandshark. I'm okay with that. Don't boot him, but just keep timing him out. That's fine. Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead. If he keeps doing it, if he keeps harassing people, go ahead and boot him out. I'm fine with that. He knows better. He can message me on Discord if he's got a problem with that. Also, by the way, for those of you who are in here, Discord is a good way to keep the conversation going after the fact. If you just head over here to, you can then see the Discord. Is that an e-cigarette? Yeah, it's a vape. It's a vape. So it helps me out. Nah, I don't know. I like it. It's good stuff. It is great stuff. Oh wait, I need to set up the next scene real quick. Because I've got all this shit. Okay. All right. Okay. That's the only downside to what I'm doing is I have to then go and reset each slide. It takes, the longest part is getting the whole thing set up, but it's okay. All right. Am I going to stream when I have speculate where I just speculate? I can. I need to do more with like streaming on $3 Theater. And so we can, by the way, if we want. If we want, we can jump over here to this. This is my I'm gonna probably get a different backdrop. But this is my $3 Theater one. I love this stream deck. It's freaking awesome. It's so cool. I like it quite a bit. I love Hitler more than I loves booty. No. Why do I vape instead of taking multivitamins? I take multivitamins every day, actually. I do. I take an adult multivitamin. I'm in my mid-30s, man. I gotta be prepped for that shit, you know. Anyway, let's jump into this here. This next one's gonna be interesting. So, all right, guys. Command sign snaps. Phone traps. One of my friends who watches the videos and occasionally watches the streams, who also happens to be trans, caught Snaps for Traps for the first time last night and laughed her ass off because she did not know what it was. That was pretty funny. How awesome is Infinity we're going to be? I'm pretty certain I'm going to ejaculate a number of times. Can't tell you how many till I get there. Bow, bow. All right. Okay. If you're like me, you happen to like pop culture, you like what's on television, you like what's in movies, comics, games, all that kind of stuff. But I don't have kids, so I don't really pay attention to what's big in the kid world. But there's one name that keeps popping up every so often when it comes to controversies involving children's programming, especially on Nickelodeon, and that is Dan Schneider. Now, Dan Schneider, you might not know him from anything acting-wise unless you saw Head of the Class way back in the day on TV. He was the fat guy on Head of the Class. Ultimately, not that important of a character, but he went on to produce a lot of shows for Nick, like iCarly, I think The Wizards of Waverly Place. I mean, this dude has basically done hit after hit after hit for Nickelodeon. And the internet, for the longest time, has been coming after this guy for, like, very not good things. There's been many rumors going around for years that Dan Get in the Back of the Van Schneider is a person who goes around and basically is molesting children, that he's a pedophile of sorts. And so when news broke today that Nickelodeon was parting ways with television producer Dan Schneider, it literally broke the internet in some respects. Like, I could just see certain people on Twitter salivating, waiting for the Me Too article to drop, waiting, because they've covered this extensively for a long period of time. There's been people who have worked on Dan Schneider's shows that have come out saying that this guy's got an insane foot fetish. There have been pictures posted to his Twitter of, like, some of the young actresses' feet, lots of stuff involving feet on the shows. I'm not going to lie. As much as I've asked for proof, like 100% concrete evidence of there being any kind of horrible things that are happening here, I very much have wanted to see proof, but I'm not going to lie. The feet stuff is just weird. Unless Dan Schneider took a page out of the Quentin Tarantino fetish book, I'm gonna say that, wanting to look at the feet of underage girls is creepy. It's just, there's no other word for it than creepy. But that's not why things were let go. Well, at least according to the official reports. Oh, shit. There we go. This is what happens when you do it live, guys. Following many conversations together about next directions and future opportunities, Nickelodeon and our longtime creative partner, Dan Schneider / Schneider's Bakery, have agreed not to extend the current deal. Nickelodeon and Schneider said in a joint statement to Deadline, since several Schneider's Bakery projects are wrapping up, both sides agreed that this is the natural time for Nickelodeon and Schneider's Bakery to pursue opportunities and other projects. Dan and his Schneider's Bakery team have created a string of lasting, groundbreaking hits over the years, including iCarly, Drake and Josh, Victorious, Kenan and Kel, and the current #1 hit show on Nickelodeon, Henry Danger. We thank Dan and his Schneider's Bakery producers, executives, and social media team for their measurable contributions to Nickelodeon, and we wish them best in their future endeavors. And Dan and Schneider's Bakery are proud of the work they did together with Nickelodeon and will always remain big fans of the networks. So why cancel it? If Henry Danger is the #1 show and Game Shakers is another show that does pretty well on there that they've decided not to renew, why go ahead and boot out everything? Why go and take this guy down? Why fire him? Well, again, there are many speculations that we'll get to here in a second. I think personally, if I'm just going to come at this from a surface level perspective, I'm going to sit there and say a lot of it probably has to do with money. All right, he's been on the scene for a long time. iCarly, Victorious, Drake and Josh, Kenan and Kel. I mean, this dude's been around with Nickelodeon for years. He is like a powerful producer, and it's possible, and it is entirely possible that he has become so deranged, so crazy, so out there that Nickelodeon can no longer look the other way with some of his improprieties, which is what a lot of his critics out there want. Right? They really want Dan Schneider to fall for the charge of pedophilia and assaulting a minor. That's what they really want. And I find it interesting that this happens right now. But according to Deadline, it may not just be because things are wrapping up and they want to move on and money. It could be because other reasons as well. So it says here, but along with his success, for years Schneider has been under a cloud of suspicion over the treatment of some of the younger stars on his show. Among the things that have raised eyebrows are his tweeted photos of the toes of young female stars. Additionally, there have been issues with bloated budgets and long production days on Schneider's shows. Now, here's the thing with that. Outside of the pictures of the feet, all right, that's enough to draw concern from, I think, any human resources department or anything like that, right? If there's accusations being made about physical impropriety, you can kind of sit there and see why people would be like, yeah, you need to look into this. And they probably already did. And they probably just did it internally and didn't want to make a big deal about it. But when it says here that they also had the long production delays and bloated budgets, on top of the fact that he being a huge producer means he gets a large amount of money every time they make a new show, as well as his team gets a large amount of the budget, it could just be no longer in this, in Nickelodeon's overall budget for what they want. But there's also more to the story. So it goes on to say that Schneider has a well-documented temper issue. I hear there was a flare-up last week during a meeting which he had with Nickelodeon execs where they indicated to him that Game Shakers was not getting renewed for a 4th season. Sources say that Schneider's reaction, at least in part due to the fact that Game Shakers was about to wrap up production on its 3rd season the following day with a cliffhanger season finale, it would leave fans without closure. I did hear at the meeting that Schneider was also told that with his other Nick comedy Henry Danger on hiatus, another show, I hear it's Austin and Ally creators Kevin Kopelow and Heath Serif's new series Cousins for Life, would move into the production space in the Nickelodeon-owned Burbank Studios, which has housed Schneider's series exclusively for the last few years. Sources say that Schneider objected to the prospect of having to share the office and production space with a non-bakery show. Now, to be fair, that's probably more accurate. This is probably about ego. All right. I know people out there, they want it. They want the salacious, hey, is this dude really just Gerald Fogel 2.0? They want that. And it's entirely possible that that kind of reality could exist. I'm not saying it won't. I'm saying at this point, some stuff on Twitter doesn't necessarily make it 100% true, no matter how badly you want it. You've been making these claims for years now, with them flaring up every so often with new salacious allegations and new salacious claims. But Nickelodeon, especially over the course of the past 6 or 7 months with the Me Too movement, would have looked into this, and there would have been a statement. They wouldn't just get rid of this guy. They would make him a freaking martyr about it, right? They would make an example of him, because that's kind of where we are right now. And if they're looking at, let's say, the situations involving some people like Aziz Ansari, and they're mad about the way NC's has been treated, but then they also want Dan Schneider to be taken down, you have to kind of ask the question, how much of this is something you want versus what is real or isn't real? So just kind of removing that from the conversation, which is, I'm not saying shouldn't happen. I want Nickelodeon to thoroughly investigate. If they've already investigated and nothing's been found, then post it. If they've investigated and they found that he is a dirtbag and they've been covering it up, then let all of their heads roll. Those are the two options, right? But looking at it from just an ego perspective, and to be fair, this is how Hollywood operates. You've got a guy who's been on the Burbank lot at Nickelodeon Studios for about 20 years, created Jake and Josh, Keenan and Kel, iCarly, Victorious, tons and tons and tons of hits for Nickelodeon, tons and tons and tons of profits for Nickelodeon. And at what could only be looked at as his career kind of maybe coming to a bit of a close, or he's just not earning as much anymore, and they want to bring in the new fresh talent to share the space on what was considered his property for probably about 2 decades, yeah, it's going to make the dude kind of flip out. So as a result, it got heated, he got angry, angrier than usual, and that ended up probably costing him everything, because the ultimatum was either probably, hey, partner up or get the hell out. So he's probably choosing to get the hell out. Now, the reason why I'm going to speculate that that is probably more true than not is, well, Occam's razor to me. All right. I'm a person who's worked in Hollywood, worked in the entertainment industry. I've seen these things happen before. This is where my mind tells me is more true rather than not. The salacious rumors surrounding him, no good. I want him investigated 100%. But these rumors have been surrounding him for a long time. However, I want to kind of cap this thing off by saying this. If by some chance Dan is in fact just a terrible, terrible human being, now that he is gone from Nickelodeon, now that Nickelodeon will no longer protect him, will we see Victoria Bell come out? Will we see Demi Lovato, Ariana Grande, Miranda Cosgrove, Drake and Josh? Will we see these stars who started their career with him, who would have seen him in these kind of positions, or, you know, been victims, come out and have their Me Too movement? It's entirely possible. And now is the time to do it. And if they don't do it, well, I think that gives you your definitive answer. Yeah, he's got, yeah. No, he's definitely got the cash. He's definitely got the cash to fucking, the shit. Keep hitting this button. He's got the cash. There we go. Dan will be fine. Oh, yeah, or Amanda Bynes. I keep forgetting about Amanda Bynes. Yeah. I keep forgetting about Amanda Bynes, yeah. In some feminist logic, would Brianna Wu be perpetuating the patriarchy by taking her husband's last name? Also, would Wu be transphobic for denying her transsexuality? Well, John Walker Flint, Brianna Wu's dead name? Yes. Yes. Chips needed more in Discord? What? What's happening? I don't give a fuck. You guys are crazy in Discord. I don't know what you people are up to. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I probably won't be doing the call-in tonight. We'll do the call-in down the road. Oops. Okay. All right. Get this last one prepped. Okay. I'm still going through, make sure I got the information. Now, real quick, as I'm going into this last story, for those of you who are new here, who weren't here last night when I started this, which we got 108 people in here right now. How are you guys enjoying this new format? Do you think it works? Do you think it's better than the old format? I know there are people out there that like me reading the articles, Old Dwarven Giant, but there are people out there that seem to enjoy it the other way too. So I really want to know what you guys have to say about this, because it really does help me grow as a creator. It does help me grow as a creator. Let's see here. We need Star Trek automated gay space or macro capitalism, privatize everything. Why not? Thank you very much for the 125 bits. I don't know what you want me to do, Claude Sandshark. You're not telling me. You want more power, and Porcelain needs more power in Discord. She's already a staff member, isn't she? Pretty sure they made her a staff member. So I can't give her any more power than what she's got unless she wants my power, but she can't have my power. Well, the difference, Zeus, is that the videos are shorter, and that the content, I'm only reading part of the article, like what I feel like the relevant parts. So it's a little bit different. And they're a little bit shorter. Starbat, thank you very much. And the cool thing too is I can do this live. So there's some fuck ups here and there, like I did last one and shit. The only bad thing about doing it through Twitch is contractually as a partner, you're not supposed to post anything from here on YouTube. Well, I'm not a partner yet. I'm only an affiliate. So, I'm only an affiliate. I don't know. If they bust me on it, I'll stop doing it. And I haven't seen anything that says that, but, yeah, Demi Lovato is from, no, Demi Lovato is from, I thought she's from Nick. I thought Wizards, no, Demi Lovato is from, yeah, I fucked that one up. I don't know, dude, I'm fucking 36. When am I going to stream Kawada Show? Fuck you. So yet is the key word. Well, I'm close. Let me take a quick look here. How am I doing in terms of my, my situation right now? So let's see. This wants to load. All right. Looking at achievements here. Okay. Path to partner. I have to stream for 25 hours in 30 days. I am at, what am I at now? I don't know. It's just telling me I'm at 87% of 25 hours. I should be there by the end of this week. But as for like clockwork and who watches the watchers, I've already done that. So by the end of this week, I'll probably be enough to be a partner. But right now, I'm an affiliate. So that is kind of where we are with everything. Fuck. I wanted to go to my page. Okay, hold on here. Go. Son of a bitch. I'm trying to, like, figure this thing out. It's fucking being stupid. Stupid, I tell you. Stupid. Okay. And, all right. So, yeah, we are also 2,057 followers on here, which is dope. Okay. Yeah, Victoria Justice and... Did I say Victoria Bell? Who the I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. All I'm saying is if Schneider... if Schneider is guilty of this stuff, they're going to come out and say something. Bring V so I can kick him. I don't think V would understand how this works. I don't think V gets it. I just don't. I think V would be confused by Twitch. So thoughts on the FTC investigating? Yeah, Wizards was. I'm going to catch flack for that too. People are going to be like, if he's fucking but mad, Wizards away for the place, it's fucking Disney. Hey, how the fuck would I know, man? I was 18 in the year 2000. I was like watching like Family Guy and Simpsons and American Dad and shit, Futurama and shit. I watched all that crap. What the fuck is stream suck my dick or die? And no, I'm good. I am definitely good. Okay. Let's, what's my best impersonation of Arnold Schwarzenegger? It is not a tumor, not a tumor. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not very good at the Schwarzenegger. I'm not very good at all, motherfucker. Okay. Hit record on that. And this next one is going to be super interesting. Super, super interesting. I just want to take a quick look at the last story to make sure I know what I'm talking about here. Okay. Okay, this ought to be what's her name here? You guys are gonna okay. This is gonna be fucking crazy. All right. Final snaps, guys. Final snaps. Get them in. 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 This is my fucking birthday. Hit them snaps. Also, streamlabs.com/MundaneMatt. You wanna support the channel? Give me a fucking birthday gift. Some bits. Some Streamlabs. Some Twitch Prime subs. Or not. That pays them money. Fuck them. Fuck them. Me money. Think of me like Alex Jones, but straight. All right. Let's do this. Okay. What's the bit exchange for the 14? 5,000 bits is the bit exchange. If my knowledge is correct, the bit exchange is one bit per 1 cent. So $50, 5,000. That is what you want, Lieutenant Dan. All right. Thank you, Chelsea. I appreciate it. Okay. One of the craziest epidemics striking, I want to say, education over the course of the past couple years has been the frighteningly high amount, and I mean the frighteningly high amount, of female teachers having sex with male students, predominantly middle school. I feel like I'm covering this kind of crap constantly, and even stuff I don't cover, I come across this kind of crap constantly. For some reason, exceptionally attractive women are boning middle schoolers. Now, don't get me wrong. At no point in time is any of that correct or any of that right. Okay, there are plenty of men their own age they could have sex with. For some reason, just post-pubescent is what gets them off. It's like a skier going for virgin snow or something. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But we find ourselves once again talking about another teacher. So it says here that this teacher allegedly performed oral sex on a 13-year-old in school. Yeah, this girl here, Brittany Zamora. And I find it fitting, just by the way, that the New York Post used this particular photo of her saying, hey, this chick allegedly blew a 13-year-old. By the way, here's a photo with her mouth open in case you wanted any bit more of just a visual description or idea of what happened. So yeah, Brittany Zamora, a middle school teacher, was caught hooking up with a 13-year-old. And not just caught hooking up with him, right? There's more to the story. There's a lot more to the story. But yeah, you got to see this. So it says that a 6th grade teacher in Arizona accused of having sex with a 13-year-old student performed oral sex on him in a classroom. And she told the teen she wanted him every day with no time limit. Brittany Zamora, a 27-year-old teacher at La Brisas Academy Elementary School in Goodyear, allegedly had sex with the 13-year-old student 3 times and also performed oral sex on him in her car during encounters from February 1st through March 8th. Zamora said the teen also traded naked photos, he told police, saying their relationship started when she, the married teacher, began flirting with him in a classroom chat group. She then sent the teen a nude picture of herself and another clad in lingerie. Now, like I said, the chick's attractive, right? She's pretty hot here. We all can agree that Brittany Zamora is probably more attractive than your 6th grade teacher. But what the hell? She starts flirting with this kid in class. She starts flirting with this boy in course, and she starts talking to him on a classroom group chat at night. You know, she's sitting there drinking some wine, 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. He's playing Call of Duty. She just bings him. Hey, what's going on? And then proceeds to like flirt and send him nude photos and photos of her in lingerie, like as if this boy wasn't gonna run off and tell every single person that he knew about this. I mean, come on, 1-800. Come on now. But it does get a little crazier. So it says here that during one exchange, the teen told Zamora he wanted to have sex with her again. She says, "I know, baby. I want you every day with no time limit." In another message, according to court records, Zamora said, "If I could quit my job and have sex with you all day long, I would." Come on. Come on. Like, what the hell is going on here? What in the hell is happening? Just like, why? Okay, for one, this is totally wrong. No mistake about that. But why would you leave like paper trail and paper trail and paper trail? Like, what the hell? Like, this is bad. It should never happen. And I'm glad the paper trail got her busted, you know, but this is happening quite often. This is happening frequently in many cases. And it just boggles my damn mind. Now, she goes on to say that she was arrested last week after the teen's parents found text messages indicating a sexual relationship between the pair. The texts were discovered because the boy's parents had installed an app to monitor his phone. Zamora was taken into custody on one count of obscene material transmission to a minor, according to the Arizona Republic. A court commissioner then found probable cause to hold her on suspicion of 8 counts of sexual contact with a minor, 2 counts of child molestation, and 1 count of transmitting obscene material, according to the newspaper. Now, Zamora told the court commissioner that she would love to go home to be released during her initial court appearance. She says, "I'd love to go home to my husband," and the commissioner set her bond at $250,000. $250,000, which means she would need $25,000 to meet that 10% quota in order to get herself out on bond. And the thing is, though, this wasn't the only one that she hooked up with. She hooked up with another kid who caught her and the other 13-year-old getting it on. She hooked up with him too. And then her husband, when this whole thing was coming apart, called one of the teen's parents and was like pleading with them to not go to the police over this, right? Like, either the husband was just trying to do straight up damage control, going like, oh crap, 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 oh crap. And then, or this guy was sitting there going like, damn it, Brittany, not again, not again. I told you not again. So guys kicked out of the last place. We had to change her name and everything. Look, this ultimately, truthfully, honestly, 100%, no laughing matter. This is a 27-year-old woman engaging in multiple sexual acts with multiple minors, sending photos of herself naked to these boys, and they're not men, they're boys. They're you know, they just sprouted their first ball hair. All right, they're just post puberty, or in some cases maybe not even hitting it just yet. Well, let's be fair, they probably did. And as a result of this, I'm glad she's busted, and she's going to be going away for quite some time. And when at the beginning of the segment, when I said that this is an epidemic, this is very much an epidemic, but it's one that no one talks about. A few weeks ago, photos came out, or a story came out of a teacher who engaged in sex with a student, and the photos that were used were of her in like a crop top and a bikini bottom holding a fish on the deck of a boat. I mean, this is the kind of, you know, the kind of material that if her students found, they might be fapping it to. And then that's what they use to kind of like show her off to the world. It's like, look how hot this chick is. She was banging a 14-year-old. What were you doing when you were 14, losers? Like, that's the only thing I can get from that. I know that they want to sensationalize it. I know that they want to make it a big deal. I know that they want to turn it into this crazy thing, and then that's what they use to push clicks. But when you have young boys who cannot consent being preyed upon by female teachers, and it doesn't get one iota of the coverage that a male teacher doing the same thing to a female student would get, it goes to show you that really we value one sex over the other when it comes to this kind of coverage. Now, look, you could argue that boys are different from girls in that regard, right? Because that's an argument people are going to use, that they are. But if girls mature faster than boys, hit puberty faster than boys, then does that mean that they would be more mentally competent at that point in time to be in those situations versus the boy? In which case, wouldn't that put the boy at like a mentally deficient state, unable to fully give consent, knowing what's going on? It doesn't make it any better to say, well, you know, girl, like boys are going to be that. It's just, it's a thing. It's a thing. Not everyone's the same. You know, people, it's just, it's not right. It's just, it's not good. And I'm glad she's busted, and I really hope that ultimately this leads to more teachers who are female realizing that it's probably not a good idea for you to fuck your students. All right. For some reason, the hottest teachers it's in middle school. I know, man. Fuck, man. They're all in goddamn middle school. Like, what the fuck? If it was a male teacher, it would have been crucified. I know. Completely agree. And Eleanor, thank you very much for the birthday wish. I do appreciate it. I do. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's pretty funny. Ended up posting the video for Rustl'd on YouTube. Ended up I always lose subs when I post. If I post a video saying that I'm live right now, I lose subs because Twitch got rid of the Twitch ended up getting rid, or YouTube ended up getting rid of the notification that people were streaming on Twitch because of doing his streams on YouTube. And apparently it doesn't impact them. You know what pissed me off today though? What pissed me off today is the fact that I've been trying for months to get into the YouTube certification program so I can become certified at YouTube and better understand this platform. And I've been trying and trying and trying. I keep getting denied. And I finally got the official confirmation today from YouTube itself. I've been outright denied. And I've been denied because my company is not working with YouTube. So that sucks. Were you notified by YouTube that I was streaming, or that I posted a video that I was streaming, Zeus? Because I posted a video that I was streaming. That's the difference. I posted a video that I was streaming. So there's definitely that. And all right, let's see. I'm taking a quick look. Okay. Cool. So I'm on the bad side of history. Yeah. The Twitch PS4 episode a massive update. That's cool. The posted video is how you're notified exactly. And the thing is, I don't mind. If people want to unsub because I say I'm streaming over here, the content will go up over there. Obviously, it's perfectly fine. I'm not against that at all. I think that it's it's good. I mean, it's obviously good to do it in many places. It's good to kind of spread things around. I just wish that YouTube didn't. I mean, like what I could, I like Twitch. I think I've been on Twitch now. It's my 3rd week on Twitch. I happen to like Twitch. I feel it's more fun, more interactive with the chat. If they integrated these things over to YouTube, it might be a different story. But at the same time, I don't think I'll go back over there for streaming. I've thought about it. But you know, I'll give Twitch a little bit longer. Yeah, I might start doing it earlier in the night, just because 9:30, believe it or not, is actually hard to get to 9:30. So you want to play the Maiden Rape Assault Violent Semen Inferno. Is that a game from Giant Space Cat Studios? Is that where that's coming from? So yeah, YouTube was notified. Their notification situation is kind of crazy. I don't know. I've got an audience of 162,000. I either what I need to do is I need to post the video earlier in the day. I'm going to try earlier tomorrow. I'll try earlier tomorrow, post a quick video and see what happens. That's a real game from 2014. No fucking way. That's fucking crazy. Well, that's like what I said in regards to the video about notifications. Like, you got to turn that shit on. So Twitch is better than YouTube. Here you stay. Yeah, Twitch is better than YouTube. Twitch is better. For streaming, at least. For streaming. I like the streaming. I think that's okay. And there's definitely it's cool. It's cool. But actually, okay, so I gotta wrap this thing up in a few minutes. Not Vape Nation. I gotta wrap it in a few minutes. I gotta go check on my kid. So this was kind of a, you know, a stream. I can go for like another 10 minutes basically. So if you got any questions, now at the time. Did I see the news about EA giving up on microtransactions? I did, actually. I should probably cover that. But at the same time, I pretty much treated it like it was no big deal. I got shit on by a lot of people. What time if I decided to start my streams earlier? I don't know. It all depends on the big problem. I don't know why I'm playing with that. I have the fucking microphone on. The big problem for me is just like, so I'm with the kid all day, and then I could do the stream in the afternoon, which would be fine, I guess. But then as she gets older, you know, like I gotta renegotiate times and stuff. And I try to do it because I'm up with the kid until like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So if I can do the streams in the evening, like right around this time, it's easier for me. But the problem with it is too, is like doing the family time. So I'm home with my daughter all day. I get a little bit of work done on 3 Buck Theater, kind of, not so much today, which I had wanted to. Similar fashion with this stuff too, by the way. I was going to do similar stuff. I was trying to build graphics and shit. Not fucking worth it. And then I was gonna, you know, like do this. It's just, there's a lot of time management. It sucks. No, Spy, yes. I agree, Spy. I tried to change it after I hit stream go, and it fucked up. Do I plan to stop by Discord's general voice chat? Grim Reaper, I don't know. I maybe for a few. If she's passed out and I don't have to go get her right away, then I might jump in for a few. So it'd be kind of like a gamble, but there's people in there right now. I can't update the title once the stream starts. Okay. They're not letting me. I've tried. All right. I've tried. They're not letting me at all. They're, you know, it's not doing it. It's just, okay. It's just not doing it at all. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. It's not letting me do it. I have to do when the stream's not on. So that's a problem. And I know it sucks. Okay, so I missed some Captain's 25 bits. She probably had serious issues with her childhood, so she wants to simulate a childhood experience by banging a teenager, possibly. Possibly. There we go. That's a word. So there's all that. Babies are unpredictable, exactly. And that's kind of the world I found myself in right now. Can I show the hot teacher again? I think it's that she knows it's taboo and piqued her curiosity. Sure. This is the teacher. Again, I like the fact that she's like, oh, it's like perform oral sex, and like her mouth is just wide open. So there's that. What's the title? It cuts off some of it. The title, no, I'll change the title once the stream is over. I'll change the title. I was just doing like Rustl'd and then the date and then everything else. I might just do that because people know what it is at this point, but then like trying to bring in new people from like IRL, because even on IRL right now, let me take a look here. I've got 94 people. So if you bring up IRL live channels, I mean, I think I'm on like, no, I after midnight it will pick up a bit more, but right now I'm a ways down. I'm a ways down. You know, I'm not like doing ASMR shit. A lot of chicks are on here right now talking. A lot of girls, a lot of female streamers. Not against that at all. You know, hey, ladies got to make a living. I got to make a living. That's how it goes. Am I looking forward to Ready Player One? I am. Yeah, I'm hopefully going to go see it this weekend. Or no, this week. I'm going to try to go see it on Thursday if I can. So, so sad she resorted to pedophilia. Here's the thing, Zeus, it's not pedophilia. If it's children, pedophilia. Okay, it's like ebophilia or hebophilia. I think it's ebophilia. Pedophilia is prepubescent children. So if he was post-pubescent, so basically it's 12 and under, then it's like there's two more categories ahead of it. People just like to kind of say everything's pedophilia. It's easier, but it's not 100% accurate. So your friends are all convinced that convinced by the Tide Pod marchers that don't understand that it's AstroTurf. Why are they so gullible? It's not entirely, I mean, some of it's AstroTurf, some of it I think is like legitimate criticism, because in Sandy Hook 5 years ago, it was an AR-15 that was used in that as well. So it's kind of like one of those things where like, this is a gun that's been used multiple times in these kind of incidences. You know, like what did James Holmes use? Let's see here. Okay. The 2012 Aurora shooting was, what was the shooting? Okay. And sat down. Okay. Retrieved his guns. What did he, what kind of gun did he use? Oh, okay. So, he used a 12 gauge Remington 870 Express tactical shotgun, and then fired a Smith & Wesson, MP5 15 Sport semi-automatic rifle with a 100 round drum magazine. And then he fired a Glock 22 40 cal. Fuck me. I forgot how crazy that was. And people complain about female streamers. People got to eat. I agree. Eating Tide Pods scrambles your judgment. Yeah. I posted on Facebook that Tide Pods have killed fewer teens than guns. Oh man. Triggered so many people. It triggered so many people. Even my uncle, my conspiracy theory uncle chimed in and was just like, you know, I've cured cancer with baking soda. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. That was the Batman theater shooter. That was James Holmes. Yeah. Have I ever been surfing on the beach? No, I've been, you know, I've gone swimming, ocean and shit. I've done, what's the boogie boarding? I've done boogie boarding, but I've never gone surfing. So, so yeah, I've just never done that. I never really wanted to go surfing. Let's see. She could just spice up her sex life with her husband. Yeah. She could be like, okay, here, put on this Little League outfit. Yeah. Make sure you pop your boner out. It gets me going. She could have done that. Do you remember teachers being hot when you were in school? I remember a couple, man. Yeah, there was a French teacher in middle school. She was pretty hot. And then there was I had a film teacher in high school that was like not conventionally attractive, but she was like single and into movies, and I was like, yeah, I can dig this. Thoughts on Spax 3? I don't know much about that. I'm sorry. So, you count an adult that fucks a person under the age of 18 as a pedophile. So would you count an 18-year-old who fucks a 17-year-old pedophile? I'm just trying to understand your logic here, because like I understand where you're coming from, but it's not accurate. and you're using inaccurate information in order to form an opinion. And that opinion is a very strong word that should be accurately used to describe the situation. And I'm not particularly faulting you specifically. I'm really pointing out that this is a factor that does need to be taken into account. All right, words have meanings. To misuse them is to misinform people. And when people are misinformed, nothing ever gets done. So, I know, French teacher. Ooh la la. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if I can, you know what? I'm going to see if I can Facebook her ass real quick. I just don't think I'd ever find her. I don't even remember her first name. Let's see. I'm just taking, let's see here. I don't remember. It'd be crazy. There's so many people that I just don't even know anymore. It's been 20 years. It's been over 20 years. So, you know, it's been over 20 years since high school. I got no fucking idea. Age of consent is 16. The partners up to 18 otherwise. State of Washington, it's 16. And I don't think there's a maximum age there. So, you know, I'm just pointing out that some say that if a 20-year-old boyfriend decides to have sex with a 17-year-old girlfriend and she says yes, it still means rape. That's the thing. It's you know, it's just what if the age of consent is 17? What, or lower? What if you're in Alabama or hell, the state of Washington here is 16? You know, where you've got lower age of consent, as that's still considered rape. There are so many factors at play to completely misuse the term. Doesn't benefit anyone. So, isn't the age of consent in Mexico 10? I don't think it's 10. I don't think that it's 10. Let's see here. Age of consent. I think it's like 12. No, it was, I don't know. Oh yeah, no, it's 12. Well, it says the federal law establishes the age of 12 as the minimum age of consent, while the age at which there are no restrictions for consensual sexual activities is 18. Sex with someone ages 12 to 18 is illegal per se, but can still be open to prosecution under certain circumstances. Jay Kramer, shit, let me take a look at that here. Let's see. All right, I've done almost 1,000 bits. Anyone want to kick in 83 bits? Get us up to 1,000 bits tonight. Jay Kramer says, female teachers definitely aren't punished like a male teacher would be. He would be lynched. He would definitely be something. That's for certain. There would definitely be something there. It's crazy to think about how this stuff plays out. You can't wait for the FBI to investigate my Google searches. No, my Google searches are pretty clean. Would I ever get Boogie on? Yeah, Boogie wants to raid my stream. If anyone wants to tweet at him to raid my stream tomorrow night or something. He used to follow me on Twitter. Now he doesn't follow me on Twitter anymore. I won't go into why. It's a dumb reason, and he shouldn't have. He should have refollowed me when he realized it was a dumb, but whatever. So you think the age of consent in Japan is 14? Let's see. At 13, you were over. If you were playing the Price is Right of age of consent, you would lose. It says here that, however, the age of consent in Japan is 13 years old under the Japanese National Criminal Law Code. But note that all municipalities and prefectures have their own particular laws, such as Tokyo's Youth Protection Law, which prohibits adults from having sex with youths who are under 17 years old. Okay. So in Japan, the national age of consent law, okay, so they're not allowed to set it lower than 18. Or lower than 13, but many have said that it's 18. The lowest age of consent in Canada is 16. All U.S. states have set their limits between 16 and 18. The age of consent in Mexico is complex. Actually, what is it? The age of consent in Turkey, I think, is like 12 too, right? I think it's 12 as well. No, I wanted Turkey, motherfucker, not tour. Let's see. Age of consent is... okay, so in 2001, the law was amended to clarify the situation and confirm that the age of consent was 16 for all acts. Only a person aged 18 or older can be punished for having sex with a 14 or 15-year-old. Well, that's in the Europe. So, but Turkey was going to lower the age of consent down to 12, but I think it's like if they're married or something. Or no, it's for like if people have sex around that age. I don't fucking know. It's complicated, man. It's complicated as fuck. So there's that to consider as well. Am I working out where to go on my holidays? No. I don't make enough. Sadly, I don't make enough money to go on holiday. That's the thing. I don't. I make enough to get by, and I'm very thankful for that. But I don't make enough to go on holiday. My girlfriend and I are talking about taking another cruise, but like next year. And so like we're trying to figure that out for plotting it out for price. But yeah. Lots of talk of homophobic or homoerotic anal play in the Discord. I'm assuming that it's Claude Sandshark again. I'm assuming. So okay. So here's the thing, guys. I do have to get going. I will try to get other YouTubers to come on here if they're up. There are people who are up. Alpha Megasin I've met. He's a good guy. He was actually the first YouTuber I introduced myself to IRL. Actually, I was at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and Alpha Megasin was there, and I walked up at the end of his panel. And I shook his hand and said, "Hey, man, I'm a big fan. Nice to meet you." He said, "Oh, hey, man, nice to meet you, too." I said, "Oh, my name is Matt." And he kind of looks at me weird, and I'm shaking his hand, and I lean in, and I just go, "Mundane Matt." And he goes, oh, dude. And he gives me this huge fucking bear hug. He's like, "We're getting so fucking drunk tonight." And I did. I went out and did Jaeger bombs with him and Happy Console Gamer. It was good stuff. Singles and Bits is now following. Thank you very much, sir. But yeah, I need to go check on the kids. So I'll be back on tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Talking about some more shit. If you have some stories you want to submit, mundanematt.com/submit is the best place to do that. Additionally, if you want to find yourself listed at the end, if you want to see your name on my stream, you can go to patreon.com/mundanematt so you can see something like this.